Hi, everyone. John Connolly, president of the Twin Cities North Chamber of Commerce. And this is Chamber Check-In, your source for virtual networking, great local solutions, and content. Hey, we're glad you're joining us today on Chamber Check-In. A shout out to 9 North that does produce Chamber Check-In. We appreciate their partnership. And for all things Chamber related and event related, go to twincitiesnorth.org. twincitiesnorth.org. And there you'll find all sorts of ways to connect with local businesses and find solutions for your business too as well. And now let's bring the first of our two guests out here on Chamber Check-In today, and that is Clarence Insixiengmay from Black Tie Limo. Clarence, welcome to Chamber Check-In. First of all, for those that don't know about Black Tie Limo, tell us the story.
My name is Clarence. I am the operations manager here at Black Tie. We are a mid-sized transportation company located out of Roseville, Minnesota. We've been around since 1988, and we specialize in sedans, SUVs, sprinters, buses. I mean, you name it, we got it.
Awesome. And now, what's the distinction between you guys and, let's say, a normal taxi or a rideshare? What makes you unique?
Yeah, so the big thing that would separate us from a rideshare application, one of the biggest ones is going to be the quality of the vehicles, as well as the so all of our vehicles are going to be luxury vehicles. We have Lincolns and Cadillacs for our sedans and SUVs, and the chauffeurs, our drivers have all been vetted. They've gone through chauffeur training, and so they are well versed in the cities, the best routes, for tours and things like that, where to dine. They're masters at that kind of stuff, and spend a lot of time training and learning how to become chauffeurs, and that sets them apart from your average driver.
Right. So it's that extra level of service that someone would expect beyond, just normally getting from A to B. Good.
That's right.
Good. So a lot in the news lately about transportation in the Twin Cities. How does Black Tie fit into this whole formula? I mean, and how can Black Tie benefit people that want to use transportation and don't want to drive themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, lately there's been a lot of talk about these rideshare applications leaving our cities. I think it was just pushed back to May 1st instead of, I'm sorry, July 1st instead of May 1st.
Okay.
So there's a little bit more time for them to figure this out. But essentially, once these companies leave, there's going to be a little bit of a gap for people who are used to using these services and might not be aware that there are still services available in the cities to transport you safely and securely, all over the cities, for whether that's for dinners or even just, going to your parents' place or something down the road. We, as a transportation company, also do all of that as well. Besides just the corporate transfers and the weddings and stuff, we're more than happy to do point A to point B's. And so I think people need to be aware that, once these two companies, if they do leave, there are still a lot of options out there left to explore as far as transportation and how to get around the city safely.
Absolutely. And now, so your company, you can do it all, but are there certain sweet spots that you have? I mean, are there certain charters that you're known for? Are there certain services that Black Tie is really known for?
Yeah, thank you, John. I think one of the things that we do the best is going to be the airport transfer. That's you heading from your residence to the airport, and we track, we get your flight information, we track you on the back end, we pick you up right from the airport and take you back home. And all of that headache, the hassle is taken out of it. We track your flight. We'll be there when you land, whether that's 1 hour later, 1 hour early, midnight, 2 in the morning, you name it, we'll be there. This is something that a lot of rideshare apps actually have difficulties doing, because a lot of these drivers don't actually have any, if they decide that they don't want to take that run in the morning and they cancel on you, there's no pushback to them. They just get to sleep in. Whereas we have a chain of command here at Black Tie, and I'm going to make sure that, my car is going to be there for you in the morning, no matter what time that is.
Absolutely. And how do folks get in touch with you, Clarence?
Yeah, so the two best ways to reach us is going to be through our website. That's btlimo.com, BT as in Black Tie Limo.com, or you can text or call us to 952-967-8800 would be the best way to reach us.
Awesome. And now we have about 30 seconds left in your segment, Clarence, on Chamber Check-in. Share with us your last thoughts you want to tell everyone.
Yeah, so lastly, one more time, I just want to reiterate with Uber and Lyft potentially leaving our cities. I still believe that there are a lot of great ways to get transportation and the services you need around our cities safely. If you're going out and you're planning to have some drinks with your dinner, you don't have to risk it. There are still companies out there that can help, and Black Tie can be one of them.
Absolutely. Clarence from Black Tie Limousine, thanks so much for joining us on Chamber Check, and we appreciate you being on with us. And to transition, my father always said, if you are doing a do-it-yourself project or you're working on your house and it will cause a flood or a fire, get a pro. But if that does happen, you call ServPro, right? I got Corey Conrad, but also Bo Nelson here with me from ServPro. And Bo, is that the truth? Get a pro?
Yes, sir. That is the truth. That's exactly what we thrive in, is just coming alongside customers, clients, business, commercial, and being that one-stop shop for any of your fire, flood, blood, mud type of emergencies you might have.
I know it. Yeah. Well, now tell us. That's just one service you provide, right? Share with us all the services that your company does serve.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do. We really thrive in that emergency service. So the big fires, the floods, the emergency services that you need. But there's a lot of stuff that we don't market and advertise. We work closely with some medical examiners, police departments, things like that in the area, because there's a lot of sensitive things that come up that we come alongside these clients and help them clean up. We do reconstruction. One of our main things this year is our reconstruction service. So customers can call us with a flood and we'll come in, we'll mitigate it, we'll tear it apart, we'll get it all cleaned up, but then we will put it all back together like it never even happened. So that's a big thing that we're really pushing for this year in 2024, is just being that one-stop shop. But we also do duct cleaning, we do carpet cleaning, we do document restoration, the fire and flood damage, storm disasters. We have our own storm team right here in Minnesota, where we have guys on call 24/7, where we have a semi truck ready to rock, and we will send them down to Florida, send them out to flooding in Michigan, anywhere across the country. We're able to dispatch our local crew right here from Monticello, Minnesota. So pretty cool to be a part.
And you have a point. That's a perfect point. You have a network all around, so you don't overwhelm, your system here. If something does happen here, you're able to pull resources and provide the services needed to help those folks when something like that happens, right?
Absolutely. And we are ServPro Team Hickman. We are the largest ServPro franchise in Minnesota now, which is great. It's fun to be a part of something that's growing so fast, but it really shows that we've really built up our team and our network of contractors and subs to come alongside us to help provide that best quality service for our clients, both residential and commercial.
Yeah. So, Bo, what are you seeing? What trends are you seeing in your industry? Are there technological advancements? Are there things that you're implementing, your ServPro, on the cutting edge of things in your industry? Share with us that.
Yeah, absolutely. With the never-ending change of technology, it's always given us opportunities to do a better job, to be able to use the technology to dig deeper into where some of these problems are starting from, with cameras going into the walls and really cool 3D sensors and cameras. We're able, like during the COVID era, we were forced to kind of think outside the box and use different ways to help because there was no slowing down for us. I mean, emergencies happened and we needed to make sure we could come alongside.
Sure.
And the technology was really important for us to hold on to, along with all of our drying equipment. The changes happen so much. We've been able to do the education and just find out so many new ways to help people dry out their homes or dry out their businesses, or just come alongside them to make it easy and take a lot of that stress out of that.
Yeah, gone are the days of just putting a dehumidifier in there, huh? In their basement, trying to do that. Yeah, it doesn't work so well. So, yeah, I hear you. So, what do you see down the horizon? There's new building materials. There's new ways of building. Are there things that are going to, help your industry down the road?
Yeah, absolutely. With our growing construction team and our growing mitigation team, we're always learning the new ways to come alongside, especially with the big commercial push in 2024. We're really coming alongside a lot of the property managers and clients that have, a lot of properties that they need a company like us to come in quickly, get them mitigated, get their clients back into living conditions. And just there's so many cool ways that we've been able to find that we can make that easier. We're turning the drying time around from, it used to be around 10 days. Now we've knocked that down to 3 days. It's pretty cool.
That is amazing. Gosh, that timeline and just the implementation of human resources plus combination with the equipment that you're using now. That's awesome. One thing I wanted to follow up on, you had mentioned something about document restoration. That's a unique service. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so a lot of times, most times when somebody has a fire or a flood, their documents, their personal property gets affected. And we have with ServPro and through our corporate contacts, we have facilities where we can come in and we can box up all their damaged equipment. And basically, we bring them down to Nashville. We got a big drying chamber and we freeze the documents. It's really neat. I mean, they will individually take apart every single document and lay them out, dry them out, and do their best to preserve it. And then they scan them all in to make it usable in the future. We help with sports cards collections and autographs and artwork and all sorts of real high-end stuff. And it's pretty neat, the technology that we've been able to implement to help people keep those sentimental items, because a lot of times that's really important to folks.
Yeah, those, and for a business, essential things like tax returns and other things come into play that you have to, at some point restore if you want to keep the legacy. Wow, it's just really interesting, fascinating stuff. I love to hear the story about that technology. Hey, Bo, we have about 30 seconds left in your segment here at Chamber Check-In. How do folks get in touch with you, first of all, and then tell us your last thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. You can always reach out to us via Google. You can call either Corey or I direct. We have our phones on 24/7. Otherwise, our 24/7 office line where we can take care of anybody right through our dispatch team right here is 763-295-1161. Again, 763-295-1161. And then, like I said, we're on all the social medias where we really thrive in coming alongside people in the community. 3 of us are volunteer firefighters. We work for the company. We're leaders here, and then we're also serving our community. So we really thrive to try to come alongside our community members and leaders to make sure that our community is safe and taken care of.
Bo Nelson of ServPro, thanks so much for joining us on Chamber Check-In. We appreciate you being on. And Clarence of Black Tie Limo, thanks so much for updating us on the world of transportation, what's going to happen here soon, and some of the services uniquely you provide. Everyone, the vision of the Twin Cities North Chamber of Commerce is to promote business, develop leaders, and connect communities, and we're so glad you connected with us today. A shout out to 9 North that produces Chamber Check-In. We appreciate their partnership. And for all things chamber related, go to twincitiesnorth.org. That's twincitiesnorth.org. And there you'll find all sorts of ways to connect with local businesses just like the 2 we had today, Black Tie Limo and ServPro. Everyone, have a wonderful spring weekend, and we'll see you in a couple more weeks.